Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to tackle something every single researcher has to face. How do you take all that amazing, hard work from the lab and actually turn it into a published paper? It's a huge deal, right? So let's break down how to get it done.
So let's just dive right in with the question that I think a lot of us have faced, especially early on in our careers. You've done the science, you've got the data, so why does it feel like you're just hitting a brick wall when you try to get it published?
So what's really going on here? Well, this is the reality check. It usually comes down to a few super common but, and this is the good news, totally fixable problems. And get this, they often have less to do with how good your science is and more to do with how you talk about it.
Okay, so it really boils down to three big things. First, the research question is just fuzzy, If a reviewer is scratching their head trying to figure out what you're even asking, you're in trouble. Second, there's no story. I heard about this proteomics paper that got shot down just because the results felt like a random laundry list of experiments, not a clear narrative. And finally, poor framing. It's like trying to sell a brilliant new hammer to a bakery. It's a great tool, but it's just the wrong audience.
And that brings us to this quote from a seasoned reviewer that just nails it. Your writing and how you frame your work are just as important as the work itself. Think about it. Your paper is the only window a reviewer has into your months, maybe years of work. If that window is all smudged and foggy, they can't see the brilliant science inside.
All right, so here's the first big strategic shift. And honestly, it's a game changer. You have to plan before you even start writing. The secret is to get out of your own head as the author and start thinking like the person who actually holds the keys, the reviewer.
And look, this sounds so simple, but it is a massive shift that can save you so much time and frustration. A lot of us write this one generic paper and then just shop it around, hoping it sticks somewhere. The much smarter way? Pick your target journal first. Then you build and shape your paper specifically for that journal's scope and for that audience.
So how do you pick that journal? You got to be honest with yourself. Does my work really, truly fit what this journal is about? Am I writing for a super niche group of specialists or a wider audience? And what's the real impact here? There's this perfect story of a student who sent a really methods-focused paper to Nature and got rejected in like 48 hours. Ouch. But then they just reframed it for BMC Biology, a journal that loves good methods papers, and bam, it got accepted pretty fast. It's all about matching your paper to the journal's DNA.
And here's a little checklist to help you do your homework. Seriously, before you write a single word, go read at least 5 recent papers from your target journal. You'll get a feel for their style, what they care about, and yeah, don't forget the practical stuff like acceptance rates and how long they take to review. This little bit of prep work will pay off big time. Trust me on this one.
Okay, so you've got your journal picked out. Now for the fun part, crafting the story. Your data isn't just a pile of facts, it's a narrative. It's got a beginning, a middle, and an end.
I love this rule. It's so simple but so powerful. Before you dive into writing thousands of words, can you boil your entire project down to just 2 sharp, clear sentences? If you can't, you're probably not ready to write the paper yet. Go on, try it. Literally grab a sticky note. If you can't fit your main point on there, it's time to sharpen your message.
And here's a perfect example of what that looks like. That before version, it's fine, but it's vague. It sounds like a grant proposal. But the after, wow. That is a powerful, data-driven statement. It tells you the exact mechanism, the specific outcome, and it even gives you a hard number for comparison. Now that is a story a reviewer can really sink their teeth into.
You know the standard IMRaD format, right? Introduction, methods, results, and discussion. It's not just some boring, old-fashioned structure, it's a story arc. It's designed to take your reader on a journey, starting with the big, important question, why should I even care about this? And leading them all the way to the final takeaway. Okay, so what does this all mean?
Now, here's a classic mistake that can drive a reviewer crazy, mixing up those sections. It's like trying to tell a story but jumping all over the timeline. It's just confusing. The key is to keep it clean. You lay out all your methods first. Then you present all your results, and only then at the very end do you discuss what it all means together. That logical step-by-step flow is exactly what reviewers want to see.
Okay, now here's a little insider secret for you. For a lot of reviewers, the story doesn't even start with your introduction. Nope, it starts with your figures. They are, without a doubt, the backbone of your entire paper.
So your figures have to tell a story all by themselves. Why? Well, let's be real. A busy reviewer is probably going to flip straight to your figures before they read a single sentence. That means the title of the figure has to state the main point, not just figure 1. Every axis needs a label, every color needs a key,
If your figures can't do that heavy lifting on their own, the rest of your manuscript might not even get a fair shot. Want a killer test to see if your figures are working? Try this. Grab a friend from another lab, someone who isn't deep in your project. Show them one of your figures and say nothing. If they can't look at it and tell you the main finding in about 30 seconds, then you need to go back and redesign it. It's a simple but brutally effective test.
All right, let's talk about the final piece of the puzzle. This is your first impression. The title and the abstract are what everyone, from the editor to your future readers, will see first. You only get one shot to hook them, so you've got to make it count.
Your title is basically the headline for your entire paper. This is not the place for something vague like an investigation into... No, you want to be specific and you want to put your main finding right there in the title. And please, here's a crucial rule. Don't let your title write a check that your data can't cash.
So how do you write a great abstract? You follow a recipe. There are abstracts that are all hype and no substance, and there are ones that are just a boring list of methods. To avoid that, use this 5-part structure. A little bit of background, a clear objective, a quick summary of methods, your key results, and a strong conclusion. It's a formula that just works, every time.
And one last tip, and this one is pure gold. You should always write your abstract last, after you've written the whole paper and the story is crystal clear. But you should test it first. It sounds kind of backwards, right? But just give your abstract to a colleague. If they can't immediately tell you your main finding and why it matters, you need to rewrite it before you even think about submitting.
So if there's one thing you take away from all this, it's this. You have to change your mindset. You're not just a scientist dumping data on a page. You're a storyteller. And by framing your work as a clear, compelling narrative, from the journal you choose all the way to the title you write, you're giving your amazing science the very best chance to be seen, to be understood, and to get published. Your research is a story. Now go tell it.